I didn't think it polite to listen, sir.
I'm sorry for that, and for your sake. I don't play accurately. Anyone can play accurately. But I play with a wonderful expression. As far as the piano is concerned, sentiment is my forte. I keep science for life.
Yes, sir.
And speaking of the science of life, have you got cucumber sandwiches cut for Lady Bracknell?
Yes, sir.
By the way, Lane, I see from your book that on Thursday night, when Lord Shorman and Mr. Worthing were dining with me, 8 bottles of champagne were empties, having been consumed.
Yes, sir. 8 bottles and a pint.
Why is it that at a bachelor's establishment, the servants invariably drink the champagne? I ask merely for information.
I attribute it to the superior quality of the wine, sir. I've often observed that in married households, the champagne is rarely of a first-rate brand.
Good heavens! Is marriage so demoralizing as that?
I believe it is a very pleasant state, sir. I've had very little experience of it myself up to the present. I've only been married once, and that was in consequence of a misunderstanding between myself and a young person.
I don't think I'm much interested in your family life, Lane.
No, sir. It is not a very interesting subject. I never think of it myself.
Very natural, I'm sure. That will do, Lane. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Lane's views on marriage seem somewhat lax. Really, if the law orders can set us a good example, what on earth is the use of them? They seem as a class to have absolutely no sense of moral responsibility.
Mr. Earnest Worthing.
How are you, my dear Ernest? What brings you up to town?
Pleasure, but I should bring one anywhere. Eating as usual, I see, Algie.
I believe it is customary in good society to take some slight refreshment at 5 o'clock. Where have you been since last Thursday?
Oh, in the country.
What on earth do you do there?
Well, when one is in town, one amuses oneself. When one is in the country, one amuses other people. It is excessively boring.
Who are the people you amuse?
Oh, neighbours.
Oh, got nice neighbours in your part of Shropshire.
Perfectly horrid. Never speak to one of them.
Well, immensely, you must amuse them. Shropshire is your county, is it not?
Shropshire, yes, of course. What are they? What are these cups? Why these cucumber sandwiches? Why such a reckless extravagance in one so young? Who is coming to tea?
Oh, merely Aunt Augusta and Gwendolen.
How perfectly delightful.
Yes, that is all very well, but I'm afraid Aunt Augusta won't quite approve of your being here.
May I ask why?
My dear fellow, the way you flirt with Gwendolen is perfectly disgraceful. It is almost as bad as the way Gwendolen flirts with you.
I'm in love with Gwendolen. I have come up to town expressly to propose to her.
I thought you'd come up for pleasure. I call that business.
How utterly unromantic you are.
I really don't see anything romantic about proposing. It is very romantic to be in love, but there is nothing romantic at all about a definite proposal. Why, one may be accepted. One usually is, I believe. Then the excitement is all over. The very essence of romance is uncertainty. If ever I get married, I'll certainly try to forget the fact.
I have no doubt about that, my dear Algie. The divorce court was specially invented for people whose memories are so curiously constituted.
Well, there is no use speculating on the matter. Divorces are made in heaven. Please don't touch the cucumber sandwiches. They're ordered specially for Aunt Augusta.
Well, you've been eating them all the time.
Well, it's quite a different matter. She's my aunt. Have some bread and butter. The bread and butter is for Gwendolen. Gwendolen is devoted to bread and butter.
And very good bread and butter it is too.
Well, my dear boy, you mustn't eat this if you're going to eat at all. You act as if you were married to her already. You are not married to her already, and I don't think you ever will be.
Why on earth do you say that?
Well, in the first place, girls never marry the men they flirt with. They don't think it right. In the second place, I don't give my consent.
Your consent?
My dear fellow, Gwendolen is my first cousin. And if I'm going to allow you to marry her, you must first clear up the whole question of Cecily.
Cecily? What do you mean by that? What do you mean, Algie, by Cecily? I don't know anyone by the name of Cecily.
Bring me the cigarette case Mr. Worthy left in the smoking room last time he dined here.
Yes, sir.
Do you mean to say you've had my cigarette case this whole time? I wish to goodness you would have told me so. I've been writing frantic letters to Scotland Yard about it. It's very nearly offering a large reward.
Well, I wish you would offer one. I have to be more than usually hard up.
There's no good in offering a large reward now that the thing has been found.
That was rather mean of you, Ernest, I must say. But it doesn't matter. For as I look at the inscription inside, I find the thing isn't yours after all.
Well, of course it's mine. You've seen me use it about 100 times, and you've no right whatsoever to read what is written inside. It is a very ungentlemanly thing to read a private cigarette case.
Yes, but this isn't your cigarette case. This cigarette case is a present from someone of the name of Cecily. And you said you didn't know anyone of that name.
Well, if you must know, Cecily happens to be my aunt.
Your aunt?
Oh, yes, charming old lady. Lives at Tunbridge Wells. Now just give it back to me, aunt.
Yes, but why she call herself Little? If she is your aunt and lives at Tunbridge Wells. From Little Cecily, with her fondest love.
My dear fellow, what on earth is there in that? Some aunts are tall, some aunts are not tall. That is surely a matter that an aunt may be able to decide for herself. Now just give it back to me, auntie.
Yes, but why she call you her uncle? From Little Cecily, with her fondest love to dear Uncle Jack. There is no objection, I admit, to an aunt, being a small aunt. But why an aunt, no matter what her size may be, should call her own nephew her uncle? I can't quite make out. Besides, her name isn't Jack at all. It's Ernest.
It isn't Ernest. It's Jack.
You've not told me it was Ernest. I have introduced you to everyone as Ernest. You answer to the name of Ernest. You look as if your name was Ernest. You are the most earnest-looking person I've ever seen in my life. It's perfectly absurd to say your name isn't Ernest. It's on your cards. Here is one of them. Mr. Ernest Worthing, B4, the Albany. I'll keep this as proof that your name is Ernest if ever you try to deny it to me, or to Gwendolen, or to anyone else.
Well, my name is Ernest in town, and it is Jack in the country. And the cigarette case was given to me in the country.
Yes, but that does not account for the fact that your small Aunt Cecily, who lives at Tunbridge Wells, calls you her dear uncle. Come on, old boy, you better have the whole thing out at once.
You're talking exactly as if you were a dentist. It is a very vulgar thing to talk as a dentist when one isn't a dentist. It produces false impressions.
That is exactly what dentists always do. Now go on, tell me the whole thing. I may mention I've always suspected you of being a secret and confirmed Bunburyist. I'm quite sure of it now.
Bunburyist? What on earth is a Bunburyist?
I'll reveal to you the meaning of that incompetent expression once you kindly inform me why you are Ernest in town and Jack in the country.
Well, produce my cigarette case first.
Here it is. Now produce your explanation, and pray, make it impromptu.
My dear fellow, there's nothing improbable at all about my explanation. In fact, it is perfectly ordinary. Old Mr. Thomas Cardew, who adopted me when I was a little boy, made me in his will guardian of his granddaughter, Miss Cecily Cardew. Cecily, who refers to me as her uncle from motives of respect that you can't possibly appreciate, lives at my place in the country under the charge of her admirable governess.
Where is that place in the country, by the way?
That is nothing to you, dear boy. You're not going to be invited. I will tell you candidly that it is not in Shropshire.
I suspected that, my dear fellow. I've Bunburyed all of Shropshire on 2 separate occasions. Now go on, tell me, why are you Ernest in town and Jack in the country?
My dear Algie, I don't know whether you will be able to understand my explanation. You're hardly serious enough. When one is placed in the position of guardian, one must adopt a very high moral tone at all subjects. It's one's duty to do so. And as a high moral tone can hardly be said to conduce very much to either one's health or happiness. In order to get up to town, I always pretended to have a younger brother of the name of Earnest, who lives at the Albany, who gets into the most dreadful scrapes. That, my dear Algy, is the whole truth, pure and simple.
The truth is rarely pure and never simple. What you really are is a Bunburyist. I was quite right in saying you were a Bunburyist. You are one of the most advanced Bunburyists I know. What on earth do you mean? You have invented a very useful younger brother by the name of Earnest, so that you may come up to town whenever you like. I have invented an invaluable permanent invalid called Bunbury, so that I may go down to the country whenever I choose. Bunbury is perfectly invaluable. If it wasn't for Bunbury's extraordinary bad health, for instance, I wouldn't be able to dine with you tonight at Willis's, for I've really been engaged to Aunt Augusta for more than a week.
But I haven't asked you to dine anywhere with me tonight.
I know. You're perfectly careless about sending out invitations. It's very foolish of you. Nothing annoys people so much as not receiving invitations.